found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Let's do that thing. Tony Basilio and you. It is a Monday, ladies and gentlemen. A couple special announcements for you. On Friday, we're going to be live, our first show from Calhoun's on the River. I've got MVP Club tickets I'll be giving away to somebody that comes out and eats some lunch and talks some sports with us. We'll have MVP seats for the right state, because if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Because if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be Jim Wright. On a rainy Monday here in East Tennessee. And it is, and I mean it is, raining cats and dogs outside. Raining cats and dogs. But here we are, nonetheless, and whatnot. By the way, and whatnot, the great Maury Hanks, whatnot Maury, will be with us tomorrow night. Following the Tennessee basketball game, everybody wants to know Nate Ament's, the deal with Nate Ament. I want to know the deal with Nate Ament. Here's the deal with Nate Ament. They're being extremely tight-lipped on it. Which leads me to believe there's a thing there. But, oh, gosh. Cup check you, Bino, in full effect, isn't it? Keep your athletic supporter.
It is that, Tony.
Keep your athletic supporter on at all time. I've got mine dandy here because when Nate Ament we already knew he was kind of beat up, and Barnes is so old school that he wasn't selling for it. And the other day he gave a quote about how, he just had to play harder and play through it. He knows the guy's all beat up. But you got to keep your athletic supporter with you at all time. We've got one painted orange. The young man that's on George Plaster's show is a big Vol fan, Bino. He asked me where I got that. He said, "Man, I'd love to get one in that color." I said, "Yeah, you get you one and get down to Lowe's and get you some Tennessee orange paint and spray paint you a cup. Spray paint you a cup." Bino, this team has no Nate Ament. They have no chance. Okay, let's just say that out loud. Can they go to South Carolina and win without Nate Ament? And my reply to that would be, I don't know. I don't know.
I think that they could go to South Carolina and win, Tony. But I would hate to think about playing down the stretch without Nate Ament.
Yeah, and then I want to get into these comments that On3 just published with the great Chris Lowe, who breaks it down scientifically. But they're being extremely quiet on the Nate Ament front. And look, if you have Nate Ament Saturday night, you win the game. And that's the way the game was tracking. It was getting ready to be another one of those Alabama, Tennessee, whatever you want to call it. Weird games where we just have mastery over them. But without Nate Ament, if you watch enough basketball and you kind of understand what you're looking at, Tennessee was not winning that game. Now, there are some people that went at me. I noticed yesterday on Twitter, a couple people, here's the number of fouls called in the game, and here's the number of fouls called in the Florida-Arkansas game. You had coaches that almost brawled with each other. Two different types of basketball games. The reason there weren't a lot of foul calls the other night in that game, the Tennessee game, is that they had to get the game over with to get on with the second window. That's a new thing now in the SEC. These games, they're letting these kids play. Bino, did you have a problem with the officiating the other night?
I did not, Tony. I don't think Don Daly's very good.
No.
But I don't think he's, I don't think he's totally one-sided. I just don't think he's very good. But no, I didn't have a problem with the officiating.
No, and we had a guy the other night. Don Daly's corrupt, and this guy that Alabama dove at the knees of Ament. It was a cheap shot. 2 seconds left. I'm going, what? Tennessee lost the game the other night because Nate Ament wasn't available to them. That's what happened. If you want to blame the officials, blame the officials. But Grant and Birmingham had a great call. Losses like the other night are sown back in the spring, where you failed to land that third consistent scorer on your roster. And this team's been flawed all year. I marvel at Rick Barnes. They're going to win 21 or 22 games, Bino, with this team. This is one of the more flawed teams he's had. This team's kind of reminiscent of that Keon Jaden team. They just can't score. It's just not enough scoring.
Yeah, it's a really good comparison, Tony. And I've never fully bought into this team because of the things that you're talking about, because they're so limited offensively, because of their turnover issues that has gotten better, but still rears its ugly head. But mostly because it just doesn't have that core of Barnes veteran players that can help you through things when they go wrong. So I've just never trusted this team, obviously, the way that I did the Grant and Admiral or the Ziegler-Meshack teams.
So, Brian, we've got a lot to get to, and this is kind of breaking news. The great Chris Lowe today, breaking it down scientifically, moving right to left across your device. But it's been floated around. This is the Big Ten model in the playoff, and Tennessee's coach has made news today, coming out in favor of, look, all politics are local and everything around here revolves around football. Now, look, we're going to get to the baseball thing. By the way, Will Heflin and Matt came in. We didn't even have, anything set up. They just did a live show yesterday. We didn't have anything built out. We didn't have any breaks built out. We just let those guys go because the main event's in 2 weeks. But we are going to be live at Calhoun's on Friday. And if you come down and eat lunch, talk some sports with us, everybody, I'm going to have a little sign-up sheet for you and an opportunity for you to win MVP seats. Bri, have you ever sat in the MVP seats down there where you get to go under the building and eat and hang out with the tubs and the whole thing? Have you ever done it, Bri?
I think once before, it was during the Serrano.
Yeah, I think you and I were down there.
I think I did that one time.
I think you and I were down there. Yep, I think that's right, bro. I think I remember that now that I ask you. There was 25 people there in the old
there wasn't much demand then.
Now, in the old high schoolish stadium.
But it was still a pretty good setup down there, despite.
I'll tell you this. That was an impressive weekend for the baseball team. To come back after getting drubbed Friday night in a game they shouldn't have gotten drubbed in, but our young manager and that pitching coach are going to learn as they go. I mean, this is growth time for everybody here. We're going to get to the football here momentarily. And by the way, all these topics are available for you at 865-200-5402. Again, I have no problem with the officiating. So, but Tony, they're 2 for 1 in calls. It was too. Relax. It happens. How many times do we get a great whistle on the road with Rick Barnes? How about 95% of the time? Alabama's not called for fouls because they don't play hard. I mean, they don't. We were blowing stuff down low. Bino, you ever seen a team blow more layups than we do? Just can't shoot at the basket. What happened to Bino? Bri, did you take Bino out again?
I'm here, never. Tony. I'm sorry. I've had myself muted. Yeah, that's been a recurring theme too. Now, we get a whole lot of shots down there, and I know how many of them are contested, and a lot of ours are tips and that kind of thing. But, yeah, we miss more than our share in close. And many times that kind of starts the lull that we see in a number of games that we've seen in a number of games.
Hey, look, if you want to blame the officials because you're 12 for 29 laying the ball into the basket, layups, 12 for 29. Go for it. Gets you through the night. Blame Don Daly. Don Daly sucks. Newsflash. We all know that. There are several of these guys that suck. But if you're asking me, would you rather lean toward letting the guys play and decide the game, a la what happened at Vanderbilt, what happened Saturday night, what happened Tuesday night in Missouri, or watch a whistle fest? Let the players decide it. And I'll live with, every once in a while, a takedown on Estrella. But I'll remind you, and people don't like that. Well, you don't deal in facts. Some guy on Twitter, well, you don't, I know it's not a fact-based show, but the numbers. Hey, I don't care about the numbers. Alabama they don't get called for fouls. They got whipped on the glass by 15 boards. How's that for a number? I mean, come on, man. They don't even try. It's our problem on offense. It wasn't them defending. We just don't have enough. There's not enough there on offense. Just not. There's just not. And Brian, and then I watch, and we're getting to the football thing here momentarily. Then I watched the Lady Vols yesterday, Brian, and they just quit trying. They got in the middle of the third quarter yesterday, and they were like, well, that was fun. Fun for us. Hope everybody had a good time on senior day. Hope you got your team photos. Brian, have you ever seen the likes of this Kelly Harper's, this team they have on the floor this year, where they don't even try? They don't even pretend to try, Brian.
Maybe they should just stop having halftimes and try to petition the SEC to just start the third quarter immediately after the second quarter ends.
Does she even her third quarter, Brian? Have you ever seen a team have a more deleterious impact? A coach and a coaching staff have a worse impact on a team than her team in the third quarter. They get drug in the third quarter in every single game. Poor lady. Good night almighty. Hey, that baseball team, that was impressive to come back 2-3 after Friday night.
Don't feel so bad about UCLA because they run-ruled Texas A&M, and they beat Mississippi State in extras 8-7. So they swept through 3 SEC teams over the weekend. And yeah, the baseball team needed to win those last 2 games just to feel good about themselves and just for the fan base to sort of relax a little bit.
Yep.
And maybe realize the sky, maybe it's not falling.
So our spring program at Calhoun's on the River begins Friday. We're back there just like we were during football season. We're back for the run in the spring. And we're fired up, folks, and prepare beginning for the Wright State Series. And I'll tell you this right now, Beanstar, we got ETSU this week and the Wright State Raiders coming to town getting us ready for SEC play. I love that there's some meat on the bone in the non-league. I love it, man. For it, not against it.
Yeah, I mean, Kent State has a good program. Wright State, we all know what they've been, and East Tennessee State always seems to play Tennessee off their feet, if not beat them. So, yeah, it's this team is going to be much more tested than some of our past teams going into SEC play.
By the way, and then we'll get to the main event here, because I want to get the living listeners' thoughts on this, because there are some people. I had a friend of mine text me and say, well, Heupel's officially a loser. And I'm like, really? Because he's for a 2014 playoff? He's a loser? Buddy of mine, well, he wants to take the easy way out. No, I don't know that he wants to take the easy way out. His point is there's 125 teams trying to play. Brian, how many teams in the NBA make the playoffs? 32-team league. How many?
Six. There's 30 teams. 16 of them make the playoffs, which is over half.
So 14 don't. So
yes.
By that math, let's say there's a 50-team Super League, which is probably what we're going to end up with, or Bino, a 60-team Super League. What would be wrong with 24 teams making the playoffs, Bino? If you had a 60-team Super League.
Nothing that I see, Tony. I think that's the way it's going. I don't blame any coach for wanting more slots out there. I don't think he's alone.
By the way, I know I'm sibling around here, but some of you that want to blame Nate Ament for getting hurt. But, you know, we had people the other night saying that Nate Ament was goal-bricking, that he should have gotten up and played because he's making $4 million. Can you imagine, Bino, seeing a man hyperextend his knee, come back into a game, put a shot up, obviously be wincing in pain, limp off to the bench, and then having that opinion about him because he's paid $4 million a year? Do people just lose their minds over sports, Bino?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, get angry in a moment and react. And we all look for someone to blame all the time in every aspect of life. I was stunned that he even stayed in the tunnel. That kid has either got the greatest pain tolerance we've ever seen, or he's the most limber guy that's ever played here, because he rolled his ankle all the way to the floor against Missouri and missed a couple of trips down the floor. Mm-hmm. And then that thing, whatever that bent backwards thing was that he went through, that yoga nonsense, I don't know how he came back out on the court.
I just don't. I don't see the. And then it was Rick Barnes' fault the other night. Now, look, Rick Barnes doesn't like scorers. I mean, we all know that. Just kind of who he is. Never going to have that hired gun on it. That's why it was so weird seeing the kid that's with the Lakers now on our team. Wasn't that a weird thing, Bino? That kid ending up on our roster? Because that's just not a Barnes guy.
No, I mean, I think he did it. He did it 2 years in a row, Tony. He did it last year as well, and he was attempting to do it this year, and for whatever reason, it didn't get done. This would have been the third year in a row that he kind of went against what we were accustomed to him being.
So, fun. I would think he would eval in the office. I know they're going after a couple of great scorers. I happen to know that. People think I'm playing around. I happen to know. Now, whether they're going to get home with those two guys, look, if they get home with them, I'll tell you who they were. And if they don't, I'll tell you who they were. So we'll see if they get home with them. But I'll name names after the fact. But I'll tell you one thing. One of them is a guy that's he's one of those guys toggling between NBA, bus leagues, and coming here or somewhere else for a bag. Veteran player in another league. And the other guy's somebody they've been involved with in the past. Those are your two hints. Tennessee head coach Josh Heupel telling Chris Lowe posting it a few minutes ago, that he is in favor of a 2014 playoff and says the following: the way college football is constantly changing, that probably makes the most sense. Bino, do you have a problem with Josh Heupel coming out? Do you have a problem with Josh Heupel coming out in favor of a 2014 playoff? Bino. And do you think that shows weakness on his part?
I have no problem with him coming out and doing that, Tony. And no, I don't think that's a sign of weakness.
Brian?
It's a sign of confidence, because he says if there's a 2014 playoff, we're making it every single year.
Brian, let's go back and look at Josh Heupel's body of work. Let's take his first year out, which doesn't count. Second year, do they make it? 2014 playoff. I think they're in the mid-20s there.
The 22 team easily makes it.
Easily.
They make it. They almost made a 14 playoff.
23 team.
They would have been on the bubble.
24 team.
They would have made it.
25.
They would have probably been on the bubble.
Let's say I agree. Josh Heupel is a Rick Barnes of college football type guy. He's just a high-floor coach. Going to win a lot of games every year. Not perfect. Gonna drive you nuts, like a lot of coaches. I think, in my humble opinion, Josh Heupel's right. 2014 playoff. Let's do it. The reason I like it is that everybody gets a home game. Everybody gets a home game. If you're 1 through 8 now, under a 24 team, you get a home game. The first round, bunch of home games. I see where Army-Navy, in preparation for what's about to happen, is talking about moving to the championship game weekends. And I also see where the championship game weekend's going away, Beanstar.
Tony, I was never in favor of a 2014 playoff until I heard that it was likely that they would do away with conference championship games, that there would be all of those home games that there were going to be included.
Yep.
And that the schedule would actually be moved back, started earlier, and possibly most of the big games being played on a Saturday. So all of those things I love about it. I don't love the number of teams, but I love those other things about that.
Well, I didn't mean to talk over you, but here's.
Oh, you're good.
No, you're fine. Here's college football's calculation, Bino. We got to stay out of that NFL week window. Because if we go a couple weeks later, all we're going to do is get in that NFL window in December. And when we go head-to-head with the NFL, guess what happens to our product? It doesn't matter if the Titans are playing the Jaguars. It doesn't matter. The college game is going to get crushed in the numbers. It's embarrassing, really. It's not my cup of tea. I didn't do it. It kind of is what it is. But, look, a 2014 playoff, if you do away, because if you think about what you're doing right now, first of all, the redundancy of those championship games is silly. Secondly, a 2014 playoff, I don't know how that would change the expectation of the game. Then would coaches get fired for not advancing through the playoff? Would you get fired for not getting to the second round? I guess we've never lived in that world. We don't know. But that's the first thing I would think of is, okay, in Josh Heupel's world, he would say, well, I made a playoff this year. We were successful. I don't know if your fans would think that's successful. Making a playoff. Would they be now? Do you think at a school like this place, if let's say you made the playoff 3 years in a row and you didn't advance, okay? Would people here think that's successful, or would you get yourself fired?
I don't think if a team was 8-4, made the playoffs, and then got beat by 2 touchdowns in the first round, I don't think anybody would consider that successful, unfortunately.
Or fortunately. I think a 2014 playoff, you could argue, especially if you keep the way the Big Ten's talking about structuring it, which is keeping the middle teams would play each other. The middle of the bottom teams would play each other in the first round, and you'd let the upper tier teams sit. So you give them a reason to play. They get a bye. Although I'm not sure how much of an advantage a bye is, as we've seen in playoffs past. Because now you're giving me a run-up to it while you're getting time off. But I think the whole thing makes more sense to get the playoffs started sooner. I'm with you, Bino. I think that makes sense to me. And I hate conference championship games. I'm to the point now where I'm exhausted thinking about a conference championship game. I don't want to feel that way as a fan.
Listen, when Alabama can lose SEC championship game and it has zero effect on them being in the playoffs or not, it's time to punt those things.
Yep. I agree. So you want to talk about it? 865-200-5402. Josh Heupel is in favor of a 2014 playoff for you. The Tennessee baseball team, I have my subscription to Hustle and Flow after the weekend. I'm going to try to keep it so Laura doesn't know I have it, so I can watch some short track racing, some other racing from around the country. There's some great racing on there because I'm a race fan. But there's some TGL golf later on. Brian's excited about that. My Flyers are in Toronto tonight. Brian's pumped for that. Brian, who do the Lady Vols have in the SEC tournament? Do we know?
They are going to be the 6th seed, and they will play Thursday night at 8:30 Eastern Time against the winner of 11 seed Alabama and 14 seed Missouri. So they'll likely be favored to win that game. And should they win, they'll play Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern against Texas, the 3 seed.
So they get a win. Lady Vols get one win.
They'll be favored because they're not playing it. The teams they've played and they've been beaten by recently are all better than the team they'll place on Thursday.
Bino, the SEC championship game, people are pining for it. They're saying they want to see us win it one more time before we do away with it. It's just not going to break my heart for the champ. The championship game in the old format kind of made sense before we had a playoff. Now there's no reason
two
to have
division
it.
setup.
Yep,
made perfect sense.
no reason.
Makes none now.
None. Now it's a waste of time, money grab. Like Bino said, you lose a game to borderline. It's an exhibition game, is what it is.
Yeah,
because they don't count. Only place it counts is over in the ACC, and I'm not even sure it counts there. You look at Miami getting into the playoff last year. Did it count there? I guess they counted it last year when SMU had a good showing. We'll come back. I want to hear from you. 865-200-5402. All lines are wide open. Dave with a hot take. Barnes heads and shoulders better than Heupel. Hey, Dave, Barnes has been at it kind of like 40 years, and he's in the Hall of Fame. I'd say, Dave, that's like walking outside today and saying it's raining. I mean, it's raining outside. So we continue with more on the other side right after this. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com, or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Start the new year with comfort and savings from Pipe Wrench Home Services. Tired of high energy bills and constant heating and AC repairs? Ready for a more efficient home? There's never been a better time to upgrade your comfort and take control of your energy costs. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. A new energy-efficient system means lower bills, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind for years to come. And with Pipe Wrench Home Services same-day service guarantee, you won't wait to start enjoying a more comfortable home. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. Schedule your free estimate today at pipewrench.com. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Hey, I'm Alan, and we ship floors on Bristol Highway in Johnson City. Are you tired of walking around on that ratty-looking carpet that you have? Well, today's your lucky day, because we have Supercore on sale for $1.79. 58 colors we're liquidating. Supercore is the best waterproof floor with a lifetime warranty. Where are you going to find that anywhere else? Nowhere, let me tell you. $1.79 lifetime warranty. Come on down to Bristol Highway on your truck and trailer and let's make a deal.
Gotta love this time of the year. Hoops here, home runs over there, and you've got to get your Tennessee on. And there's only one place, the best place to shop for your officially licensed Tennessee Volunteer gear, Alumni Hall. Hands down, the best store for Vol fans. They've got the latest and greatest apparel for the entire family. Hats, man cave items, decor, and more. Get your Vols grill cover, a plate for your burgers, and of course, that chef's apron for all that outdoor grilling this spring. And accrue those rewards and watch your balance grow online or on the app. We'll see you at Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com and G to the B to the O, Alumni Hall.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
Bino, can you believe you and I just came on the air and I can't believe that I set them in favor of a 2014 playoff. That's sort of embarrassing. But it shows you how screwed up the thing is. It's not like I'm really in favor of a 2014 playoff, but over what we're currently doing, I'm in favor of a 2014 playoff. That's how stupid what we're currently doing is, in my mind.
Yeah, I am as well, Tony. I thought 16 would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I liked 12 just because of how hard it was to get in and the drama that built up because of it. But then they came out with that 16 team, whatever that thing was, where it's not an even bracket and there weren't going to be any more home games played than what we've seen, made zero sense. This one with the extras that I see, I can take the 24 teams as a trade-off for all the other things that I like about it.
So, will you miss the tension that a 12-team playoff brought, Tone? That's my question.
Yes. I love tension. I'm for it, man. I'm for tension. But you know what, Bri? If you made me king, I'd go back to the old 8-team format. I'd go back to the old bowl system and give me some chaos. But we're not going back. And what we have now is, it's like the shortest midget contest, as they say in the chart, or the tallest, whatever the term is, not sure. Whatever I'm trying to say. And you can't even say midget anymore. What do you say? Height challenge? What do you call We don't even do that anymore, Bino. Because when I was a kid, you had wrestling. Those guys would wrestle. Did you ever have that on early Saturday mornings, Bino? Was that on here?
I didn't see much midget wrestling here.
Midget wrestling?
It's vertically challenged, Tone, I think.
You trying to crack on my family? All right.
That was much better than dwarf bowling.
The Big Ten wants a 20, and then we'll go to the playoffs. Then we'll go to the phones, and then we'll go to the playoffs. How you like those apples? The Big Ten wants a 24-team college football format. They're calling it a compromise. They want 16 on-campus games, which I got to say is attractive to me.
Check.
They want to eliminate conference championship games.
Check.
They top 8 seeds receive byes, and the top 8 seeds will then host games.
Check.
24-team bracket featuring 16 on-campus games, 8 first round and 8 second round. That's your 16. So the first 8, sit and watch. Starts in the second weekend of December. But now, Bino, they're talking about moving it up. As soon as the season's over, do it. Which is what Bino's talking about. Get out of that NFL window. Quarterfinals and semifinals held on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day at bowl sites. Yeah, I'm fine with that. No more title games. The way this works is it's a 23+1 format. Top 23 teams plus 1 guaranteed spot for the newly constituted Group of 6. And the Group of 6 includes that new Western Conference that we're going to see that used to be the Pac whatever. They're in the Group of 6 now. What's wrong with that? The Vols would get a chance. Under that format, Bry, you're in the playoffs 4 out of 5 years or you get fired, yes?
You better make it more than you don't.
And in this deal, the top 8 teams sit. And the other 16 play each other for the right to play in the top 8. And then what constitutes a successful season, to me, is getting to the playoffs and winning a game. And then even then it's debatable if at a place like this you've had a successful year. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Now what the Big Ten wants to do is they want to meet the SEC halfway across the sky, Kenny Loggins. And they want to do a compromise where the first couple years it's 16 teams. But Bino, you said the 16-team deal threw you, and why? Tell me why. Why did it throw you?
Tony, 16 is the easiest bracket in the world. And somehow they had some convoluted something in there where not everybody plays in the first round. And it's not an even bracket. It's stupid the way they had it set up.
Yep.
Only the NCAA, in their infinite wisdom, and the runs that run college sports, could take a 16-team bracket and make it convoluted.
And sure enough, they've done it. So let's go to the phones. 865-200-5402. What say you? You got the baseball team out there. Baseball team gave me a lot of reasons to be high on this group. First of all, the relief pitching looks really, really good. Secondly, the Appenzeller guy is a truth. Thirdly, the Krenzel guy got better as the game went on yesterday. Fourthly, I like seeing Levi Clark catch. And he looked to be more dialed in mentally at the plate, or less dialed in, if you will, because it looked like he had something else to worry about during the game. And it looked like him for the first time in a year. He hit a couple balls really hard. He hit that ball in the gap yesterday. It kind of broke the game open. How about the Vols, Bry, showing that they can hit a couple balls in the gaps and played a couple of runs there in the seventh inning?
Well, how about Ariel Antigua
in the West
getting
Indies?
The first hit of the game that led to a 2-out rally and the first run that I thought was huge in a tight spot early in the game.
In my West Indies. So we got a lot to talk about. 865-200-5402. And I'm with Bino. Whatever you want to call these people, the administrators of college football, including Greg Sanka, have worn me down to the point with their inanity that I'm actually for the 2014 playoff format. And you know what? What's a harm? What's a harm in letting us be alive all year for a playoff spot? Which is what Josh Heupel's saying. Because Josh Heupel knows if it's a 12-team format, he gets in that thing twice out of 5 years. He's fortunate. 12-team format, if you stay at 12, going to get a lot of coaches fired, including Josh Heupel. Them's the facts. Any coach in America, Beanstar, wants 2014 playoff, right? No coach in the NBA wants to restrict or contract the number of teams in a playoff. No team in the NBA, Beanstar.
I can't imagine there are any coaches out there that are against expanding playoffs, Tony.
I agree with Heupel. 24 teams. Brian, do you agree or disagree? Then we go to the phones. Where are you on the 2014 playoff? Or you just want to keep where we are? Those are your two choices right now.
With some of the format changes that they're talking about, if they're going to get rid of the conference championship games and maybe move the season back somewhat, I can't say that I'm against it because playing all the way into the end of January is kind of ridiculous.
Yep. I agree with that.
Which seems kind of counterintuitive when you're adding more teams, but yet your season's going to get over earlier. But they've showed the willingness to adjust.
Season this year ended what, January 21, something like that?
It was, I think, the 20th, around the third Monday in the month, I believe.
Really makes no sense. To me, if you made me king, I'm king. I eradicate it, go back to the playoff. I go back to the old bowl format, and I put the old leagues back together and make college football regional again.
No more than 12 teams in the conference is what I would do.
Yeah, it's a better sport back then. Yeah, and you had 9 to 10 team conferences that were regional in nature.
And you played every team in that conference pretty much, except maybe 2 or 3.
You knew all the rosters. And you know what? If you did that and you still had this transfer of movement, it would be a really great sport then. It'd be if you had the old leagues the way we had them, and you still had all this player movement, so you had the regional mixed with cannibalism of who gets what and where, then it would be, and then you had no playoff at the end of it, that would be a divine thing to watch.
I guess.
Back to the phones we go. I hate these super leagues, but it's not going back. And Josh Heupel's right. 24 teams is 24 teams is 24 teams is 24 teams. And they're going to go to 24. And there's too much money in it not to. The only reason they're hanging on to these stupid championship games, the only reason is it's a quick several $1 million. It's the only reason. And they're addicted to money. Because if you, like we see at UT, if you give Danny White $250 million, he'll spend $250 million plus one. That's how they all are. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, Bino, Brian, I think I'd like the new playoff. If I heard you correctly, did you say the top 8 seeds host?
Yep.
Playoff games on college campuses?
Correct. That's what the Big Ten wants to do. Everybody gets to host. So that first round features the other 16 games with the teams that finish 9 through 17 hosting and everybody else sitting out. Or 9 through 16 rather. Yeah. And then the other teams play in the other teams' buildings, teams 1 through 8 in their buildings the following week. Everybody gets to host under that except for the lesser likes.
Yeah. No, I think I like that. I don't think there's a D1 coach in America that's not going to be for 24 teams in the playoffs, though. So Heupel supporting it does not surprise me. That's good for his career longevity.
Yeah, if I were a coach, Taylor, I'd want the thing to be 36 teams. Why not?
Yep. Yeah, so I think that's good. And I think your other thing I heard you talking about is Nate Ament. Excuse me. I don't see how any coherent, logical, informed Tennessee fan could say one darn bad word about Nate Ament. He is probably the most likable, most mature, true freshman that I've ever seen at University of Tennessee basketball. That kid, how can you not like Nate Ament, Tony, Bino, Brian?
I was shocked Saturday night at the reaction we were getting. I was just shocked. I was
embarrassing.
It was embarrassing. Truly, it was not a good moment here. Not a good moment, T.
Well, the vocal minority, legions of the miserable, as Johnny Majors said. I think that they tend to be a little more vocal. Tony, why? And Bino may know this better with his allegiance to MLB. Why do they play these tournaments early in the year, which I love, but why do they play them in Major League Baseball stadiums that sit 90% empty versus having them at a host school? Let's call it the Knoxville Invitational, the Baseball Invitational, and we invite the likes of Clemson, Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, whomever else, and we host it. And can you imagine that's Lindsey Nelson being completely packed, or even having it over at the Smokies' new stadium? So you actually have a host team with fans that are going to be absolutely at a fever pitch and at a venue that's drivable to other schools. Why don't they move to that type of tournament? I don't understand watching these remote venues that are, 1/100th filled. Why do they do that, Tony?
I don't get it either. And I thought it was really interesting hearing that caller yesterday on the call-in show, and it was great hearing you on there. But the guy from San Antonio who said he was there and said he said the crowds were pretty slim anyway all weekend. He said yesterday's game early on down there, I guess, which would have started at 10:30 their time, was seen in front of family and friends. I don't know, because it seems like you're losing tons of money on that, and I would think that the Smokies would gladly do something preseason. I'm not going to speak for Chris Allen, but I would imagine if they got approached about something like that, Tony had a vision of doing a deal where you played some games in Lindsey Nelson and you played some games in their building and you did it concurrently. He had talked with me about that, like a vision down the line of doing something like that.
You have an eight-team February tournament, Tony, at those two venues.
Yeah.
And they're both brand new. They're both they have suites, right?
Yes.
They're very accommodating.
Yes.
They're first class, and they would be probably 90% full.
And
when Tennessee's playing, they'd be standing room only, Tony.
If you brought a field commensurate with what you had down there here, you'd have a ton of people at that deal. And that's how you would have to do it. You'd have to get some heavyweight teams. Look, Knoxville could house them. There's no question with our hotel capacity. And then the restaurants all around, including where we're going to be Friday at Calhoun's on the river. I mean, it's going to be
majestic, Tony.
Oh, it's going to be unbelievable. You know what's going to be? You know what's going to be Friday for these guys coming back? It's going to be 79 on Friday. It's going to be 80 on Saturday. It's going to be beautiful on Sunday. We're going to stay there all night on Monday and all night in boogie. I mean, are you kidding me, Taylor?
Tony, it's going to be outstanding. It's going to be so next level. I'm going to do a shout out to Randy Boyd to make that Elite Eight invitation only Knoxville tournament happen. He can make it happen, Tony. It would be electric. Real quick, this tournament, Tony, I watched UCLA play Mississippi State. That Brian O'Connor, whatever his name is, from UVA, has got Mississippi State playing some serious baseball. That UCLA team, Tony, they are literally, as defined by D1 baseball, the most experienced team literally in D1, meaning they returned the most innings pitched, the most plate appearances. They are legit, and I'll tell you, Mississippi State's legit. That was an amazing ball game that I watched on Flow College last night.
Let's
but
go.
More importantly, Tony, Tennessee's starting pitching is very, very good. Their relief corps is very, very good.
Very
This
good.
Josh Reynolds, they like to call him Ren. He knows what he's doing. He's another hooded assassin, Tony. He's in the mold of Frank Anderson, but looks at analytics and takes a more modern view. He has the proverbial pitching lab humming.
Tony, you're my
we've
man.
got some sophomores that are going to step up. And I'm telling you.
We better hit the baseball,
telling you,
Taylor. We better hit the It'd be a shame to waste this pitching. I know that. Because that is an elite Omaha pitching staff that these guys have. If they can field it a little bit and hit it a little bit, this team will be just fine.
Tony, I got to say, Newsom getting a hot bat, that was great to see. I think he's earned himself. He's going to be in that lineup every day, alternating between left field, second base, and probably first base now. Levi Clark, his hitting when he plays catcher is next level, Tony. He dials in. It's like I can't sleep at night, Tony, without listening to a podcast. No offense, but I go to sleep with Basilio, again, in air quotes, Tony. But he needs his mind relaxed at the plate, and catching where he touches the ball every play makes him a better hitter.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lay down some ASMR or AMSR. What do you call that? AMSR, ASMR. What do you call that? Where you make the sounds. I'm going to do that.
Don't smell what you're cooking.
I'm going to do that for Levi Clark. Thank you. You know where you go on and they go like this. Look. I'm going to get Levi Clark to relax. Go, Levi. Bino, you think you could sleep to that?
I tell you what you're going to get. You're going to get me strangle you to death next time I see you if you keep that up.
Back to the phones we go. Do you like it like my whispering voice I used to do to you?
No, Tony, you know I don't. I've told you, if I was anywhere close, I'd throat punch you every time you do it.
Bino loves that whispering voice. We're going to do that.
Bino's right.
We're going to do that Friday whispering voice right to him. Back to the phones.
I'll be finishing the show then.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
How are my friends compatriots doing today?
ASMRW, Lynn. I'm gonna quiet your. Let's quiet your.
Tony, I pitched that 4-8 game or 8-team baseball tournament to Rod Delmonico 35 years ago, and he said it's hard to get teams to give up home games and come up here and play in 40-degree weather in February. So that's why we don't. It would be hard to use our stadium in weather like today, where when you go to these pro stadiums, it's all indoors. It's all guaranteed games.
I know, but Taylor's point is, who's footing the bill for that and why? Because it's a total money loser.
Well, I agree with all that.
I mean, it looks like having a bowl game. It has the atmosphere of – now, it's great seeing your team play, and I love it. But is it just a lost leader for these Major League Baseball teams? Is it I would love to know who's behind it. If Berkey's listening, and Berkey, you want to take me under wings, what are we doing, Berkey? It was a great field, by the way. Great field.
In the Delmonico era, we played in the Metrodome.
Listen, I had a choice here. That's interesting. I had a choice last night, W. Lynn, between watching the Sixers and the Celtics or watching Mississippi State and UCLA. You want to take a guess what I watched?
Mississippi State and UCLA.
You better believe it, because that's a great college baseball game. Brian, do you agree with me that we watched that instead of the Celtics and the Sixers last night?
I don't have Flow, so I had to watch Sixers Celtics.
Well, you had to watch your team win, bro. You took one. You really took one for the team, you clown.
Yeah, and they got a 40-20 record, which is better than what the Sixers have.
What I did pitch, though, that might be more realistic as far as this baseball deal is an in-state classic, the Volunteer Classic.
Tony's always wanted to do that. It's another thing he's wanted to do.
Get the in-state teams and the weather and all that wouldn't, and they don't mind giving up a home game. They're not making money on home games anyhow, you know. So, but moving on to this 2014 playoff, I'm going to go back to the W-Lynn plan. I now call it the 007 plan because I would start week 000 in August. We're wasting the last 2 weeks of August where nothing is going on.
Yep.
All the classes are going on.
Yep.
I say play every day and every night of the week, not Tennessee, not Ohio State.
He's right.
But Mississippi State could play New Mexico on a Tuesday night.
He's exactly right. Play night games. Why can't you do that, Bino? Bino, why can't you play night games? He's right. Get the season started that way, like a jamboree almost, a celebration.
But you're giving yourself 2 extra weeks, and then when you get to Thanksgiving weekend, and I've always wanted to do this, you take the Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving, you have your 24 teams, nobody gets a bye. You have 6 games on Friday on 2 different networks. You have 6 games on Saturday, going from noon to 11 o'clock at night.
And the NFL would obliterate you right now if you did that on television.
Not on Friday and Saturday.
Yes, they would.
Friday and Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend.
They're playing on Friday and Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend now. It's what they're doing. That's the new thing now with the NFL.
Hey, W-Lynn, what kind of Vestal bracket do you have going on where you got a 24-team bracket without any buys?
Well, you have 12 winners. For all, and this is not a loser's bracket, Vino. This is what Tony wants. Tony wants to make the regular season more important, and it ought to be like the old days for the top 2 to 4 or whatever. You take your 12 winners and the 4 high-seeded losers and form your 16-team bracket.
Bino, what do you say to that?
You take
that
what
way
now?
You want to finish 1 or 2. You want to finish 1 in case you have a team with a flu and they lose on Thanksgiving Friday.
You lost me, W-Lynn.
Yeah, you really lost me.
You have 12. Okay, just have 12 winners and play for a 12-team playoff.
12 winner. W-Lynn, come back tomorrow and explain that to us. You lost me. Bri, did you get what W-Lynn was laying down?
So W-Lynn's waiting for the second round to give buys.
I mean, W-Lynn just added, I think we're in a 48-team playoff. I think that's what W-Lynn just did.
I know W-Lynn knows brackets. He's
he's like a bracketologist. He
put so much thought in this that I have to give him his props.
He's really, Joey Brackets took W-Lynn's, it's really W-Lynn's brackets. It's just too hard to say.
W-Lynn's playing everybody in the first round and then giving 4 teams a bye in the second round.
What would they call what would they call him, Bino? What would his mob nickname be? Let's work on that. Because you can't call him W-Lynn brackets. That's too I couldn't see like Tony Accardo calling him or Joe Batters calling him W-Lynn's brackets. Would they call him Flag? W Flag? Well, I mean, let's come up with a mob nickname for W-Lynn. We continue. Because W-Lynn, you just absolutely confused, which is easy to do. But you confused Bino. And Bino is one thing we know about Bino on here all these years. The guy's a detail guy. The guy lives, eats, and breathes details. And Brian Hartman's like a human computer, and he didn't understand you. I mean, what we had, like a 48-team field? W-Lynn? I mean, God, we ought to stick to like breaking down the 1955 season and seeding those teams. W-Lynn, you confuse me.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
Newsflash, Basilio listeners, the spring real estate market just moved up. Yes, it's chilly outside and you're still in your puffy coat, but if you need to sell your East Tennessee property, you could be the hottest house on the block. Hi there. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. February is the sweetheart month of real estate, and savvy sellers know exactly what that means. Get ahead of the game and give me a call at 865-694-5904 or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols!
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Basilio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair.
and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
I want to be back with you, 865-200-5402. Brian and I were talking during the break. You know, that Lady Vol Vanderbilt game yesterday was crazy looking. Because Tennessee had a 6-point lead at halftime. You're thinking, man, they're going to respond. It's senior day. They got one in them. It's going to be a good story. And, I mean, they came out in that second half. And those two young kids from Vandy, that Galvan gal can flat play. She can play some college basketball. It's like Amy Grant out there, Bri, running around, playing down there in Nashville. You don't think she can play, do you, Bri? And that kid
reminded me of the football game where it's a good game in the first half, and you think, well, the Vols have a pretty good shot to win this, and the second half they just get trucked.
And that gal from the Philadelphia area, the other youngster who grew up playing with the Paldos, gosh, she's insane. You don't think this Ralph lady's got it going on at Vanderbilt, do you? Jeez, Luigi. Do you realize that Vanderbilt could do a clean sweep here in our building if they win Saturday, Bri? We're fighting to protect the home turf. Football, women's hoops, and the men could all lose in our soil, Bri. I mean, that VD, there's not enough penicillin in the world to keep VD out of our room at that point, the Vandy Daddy.
I don't want to think about that.
865-200-5402. One other thing for you, according to Talking Baseball, the Cardinals, who have kind of fallen on hard times, hard times. I'm kind of a Haley Williams fan. The Cardinals are introducing a ticket package starting at $29 that includes bottomless soda, all-you-can-eat hot dogs, all-you-can-eat chicken tenders, all-you-can-eat bratwurst, all-you-can-eat nachos, all-you-can-eat fries, all-you-can-eat popcorn, all-you-can-eat peanuts, all-you-can-eat chips, and all-you-can-eat ice cream. Starting at $29, Bino. Is that in your humble opinion, Bean? Would that be something you'd be interested in if you visited a Cardinal game?
Probably not at this age, Tony, but I certainly would have been in my younger years. Bring that on.
Long. And how about you, Bri? A little ballpark food for you?
Maybe half of it.
If they did that in Philly with some of those heavyweights up there, go! Once again, $29 ticket package. So this is a $29. It's like an add-on, right? bottomless soda, all-you-can-eat hot dogs. Laura went with Anthony to the Phillies used to have Dollar Dog Night, Bino. They quit doing it. You know why? Because people started buying hot dogs and throwing them at each other. You like human nature, Bino? So they quit doing it. Laura called me after going to like a Dollar Dog Night with Anthony when he was at Penn. And she said, there's no way those are the real hot dogs that they generally serve. She said she had like a stomach ache for like 3 days. She was up there hanging out with him. Ticket package starting at $29. Bottomless soda, bottomless hot dogs, bottomless chicken tenders, bottomless bratwurst, bottomless nachos, bottomless fries, bottomless popcorn, bottomless peanuts, bottomless chips, bottomless ice cream. If you had a young family, that's a great way to go see a baseball game, isn't it?
Absolutely, Tony. And as Cloney mentioned to us in a text, how much would Roger love that? The late, great Roger.
Dan Slam TN, somewhere Danny White, as he hears you say that, Tony, is literally hyperventilating. Great line. Danny's breathing into a bag right now, trying to get his pH back under control. Those of you that had an anxiety attack know what I'm talking about. I had a doozy one time, and I was sitting there breathing into a bag. Just kind of like trying to get myself back, because that's what happens. Your pH, because that's what happens in your blood when you have a pretty good anxiety attack going. Your pH changes. I don't understand the science behind it, but it's true. Nate Ament deal, they're pretty mum on him. We'll see what happens. If I'm a betting man tomorrow, Bino, does he play if I'm a betting man?
No, I don't think so.
Kiffin's wrecked Lexus.
I'm not sure that he'll play Saturday.
Kiffin's wrecked Lexus with the line of the week. Danny White sees what the Cardinals are doing and is going to come with a special ticket package that includes bottomless seats. There are some simpletons out there in cyberspace, I will have to say. There are some simpletons in this audience. Hello and welcome in. You are on our Monday edition on a day where Josh Heupel has come out publicly in favor of a 2014 playoff that Bino and myself have both come out. If you give me the convoluted 16-team playoff that these two leagues are fighting over and keeping the championship games or a 2014 playoff, I'm opening it up to 24. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Well, hello, Tony.
Hey, Richard. Welcome in.
Hey, I tell you what, listening to the Cardinals and the bottomless food there and drinks, good idea for that thing. But hey, how about shouldn't Danny and them put something together for at least the Tuesday night midweek game in Knoxville? I mean, just think if they had some kind of food deal or something that was outstanding to try to fill up a Tuesday night ball game in Knoxville.
Richard, the interesting thing is, though, those tickets are already sold. They're part of ticket packages that are sold out.
Yeah, but I see so many empty seats on the Tuesday night games. I mean, it's just nobody there. So, do something. Get the kids in there on a Tuesday night as well. Find some way to make the environment better on Tuesday night. But we'll leave that to another day. First of all, college football playoff. Hey, why not? You talk about the biggest cash cow of college athletics is football. It always has been, always will be. It is the number one sport. It is incredible. It, again, draws more viewers throughout the year than any other college sport, brings in more money. So why are we limiting the playoff on college football when we allow so many teams in the basketball tournament, we allow so many teams in the baseball tournament? Why are we not giving more teams in football when it's the biggest cash cow for all the universities? I think it's great. I think it helps and it puts more eyeballs on the college football playoffs. The interest is there, more teams, competing down the stretch to get into that. So more eyeballs on the regular season, more meaningful games towards the end. I think it's great, Tony.
Listen, I'm with you. Here's my thing. I do not want to expand that March Madness besides what it is right now, because you have enough mediocre to bad teams getting in. But in college football, there are good and capable teams that suffer an injury here or there that are still capable at the end of the year of beating somebody, of being pretty good. We've seen it. And what's the harm in playing that one extra game the week that you're going to play these championship games anyway, Richard? I would much rather watch that and allow some entry into the deal. And if you get beat the first weekend, you get beat, Richard. And then we're back to where we were.
Yeah, I mean, because in the end, whether it's the baseball tournament with all the teams or the basketball, Tony, there's only really every one of these tournaments, there's only a certain amount of teams that really have a shot at winning it all anyway.
Yes, sir.
So the majority of these teams in these tournaments are in there because it excites the fans, it draws eyeballs to the TV, it generates money, a lot of excitement.
Yep.
So, yeah, why not, man? I mean, look at the FCF playoffs, what they've done for years. You think, how many, you go into an FCF playoff where they invite, I think, 24 teams or 30? Okay. Well, only 4 or 5 maybe can win it all. Mm-hmm. But look at the excitement that generates for all those universities. So, yeah, let's do it. 24 teams, and let's throw it out there, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. Because I can tell you this, I can imagine the first time we get to host a game up in Knoxville, it's going to be so much fun, Tony. And you won't talk about a hard ticket to get. That will be a hard ticket to get. So
and Brian, let's do the math here with Richard, okay? During Heupel's tenure, they don't make it the first year. Okay, fine. That's transition year. The second year, Tennessee's hosting a game in Knoxville. Yes or no, guys? If you go 24 teams. They're easily hosting that year.
Definitely.
They probably have a bye that year in their hosting, right?
Yeah.
They would definitely host, because I think they were probably finished in the top 6 or 7 as it was.
Yeah. Okay, so they're hosting a second round playoff game in the building, which is even more sizzle and steak. Okay, the third year, Bri, they're probably on the road as an opponent. Is that right?
Yeah, they would have been in this probably closer to 24.
Yeah, I'd live with that.
In that range somewhere.
Fourth year, the 10-2 season, Richard, the Vols would have hosted a
first round game
and then gone on the road to second. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I would absolutely toast that all day long. I don't see the harm in it personally.
No, absolutely not. And like I said, it just gives the opportunity for the regular season to have so much more meaning. And like I said, the conference tournaments mean nothing no more. The end for to say who's the conference champion, those two, to me, if I was this past year, the teams that didn't have to go play in that game, they were probably thankful, because it's a meaningless game that you don't have to play and take a chance on getting injured before the playoffs begins. And so, no doubt. Now, of course, I didn't get to see the game Saturday, Tony, the basketball game. I was real busy that day in company and stuff. So all I did was kind of follow along a little bit. I'm going to say I can't then say how the fouling went or what calls were not made. I know following along the board, it seemed like we controlled the paint, but the officials allowed a lot of body contact on a lot of our shots around the rim, and that's why a lot of people were screaming why there was no foul calls, because they were basically letting them negate our strength and play with a lot of physical body contact. And I think even Rick Barnes, at least on the statement I saw on the site, was, boy, it'd been nice to have some more foul shots on some of those 2-point attempts.
Yep.
Was that kind of his throwing a shot out there? He thought they allowed a little too much contact?
Sure, but here's the thing. Rick Barnes ain't going to tell you. They let Tennessee grab them on the perimeter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Rich? Like in the first half, Tennessee was able to get their hands on them, got real handsy with them, grabbed them all over the floor, pushed them off the line, pushed and shoved. And then what happened was, and I give Oats a lot of credit, he got a well-timed technical, and he got a series of calls after that. And you know what? Hey, you're on the road, you do that, you take your chances, you get in an official's face. It was a pretty good piece of coaching by him to draw a T there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was, and like I said, I didn't get to watch it, and so it's hard for me to really comment on a lot of stuff that happened in the game. Like I said, when I didn't see it, other than I will say this: without even watching the game and our collapse at the end, well, people were just smoking us again, losing another game where we had the lead.
Yeah.
Well, when you take your best player off the floor, who is your closer, because he is the guy that can go get a bucket, go to the free throw line, puts a lot of pressure on the defense. When he's not out there against a good basketball team like Alabama, yeah, the odds are of trying to close out become a lot tougher when you don't have your number one closer.
Richard, you're not winning the game. I mean, the only thing that could have happened for you the other night is time runs out, and you win that way. Time runs out, and you somehow get home. It would have been a miracle if they could have won that game absent him.
They actually had a 13-point lead without him in there. They had runs without him, and they were one shot away at the end from beating them despite. And I don't know if that's an indictment on Bama.
And isn't that the point? Isn't that the point, Bri?
They should have won without him. They had him beat without him.
Bri, out when you're trading 2s for 3s, and Alabama, the Phylon guy decided to come to the party. Without a man on the floor, Richard's right. You're not winning that game. You're just not. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, Phylon's an NBA player.
Oh, he's a hell of a player.
Yeah, he's going to play in the league now.
Great
I'd
player.
say going into the South Carolina game, you won't see Ament for sure. I think you give him the night off because I guess at least I've watched a little bit of South Carolina and viewing their team. They're probably going to be the weakest team we've played of an inside game, and so this should be a game where we should hammer them inside and control the paint so much that we can rest them in that game. So
yeah, I don't. He was so beat up anyway. I was debating Friday the intelligence of playing him. I was calling for them to get him off his feet, just to rest him for the rest of the week and let him get rested for the postseason. Now, look, we're not hearing anything out of there, which is a little bit troubling. Who knows? Maybe they're sandbagging all of us, and he makes the trip and plays 25 minutes tomorrow night. I don't know.
Tony, there's somewhat of an update on it, that came out just now on Knox News.
Hit it.
He's not practicing today. It said that he left the 71-69 loss to Alabama with an undisclosed right knee injury. He also re-aggravated the injury to his right ankle. They asked Gainey about it. Gainey said yesterday it wasn't a lot of information that we got because they hadn't received the documents from the MRI. He said today, hopefully, we'll get an update on that. When they asked him which injury was worse, he said that the swelling was in both areas, made it kind of tough to determine which was a greater concern. So.
Well,
he's got a knee and an ankle injury issues going on.
Richard, we ain't doctors. The ankle thing is something that's been bothering him for a couple weeks now. And then he really, really hurt himself with Missouri, and he went out there the other night and was game and tried to play on it, and people were ripping him and calling him a gold breaker, and then he had the hyperextended knee. I mean, Richard, I don't know what our fans want, and they were screaming on the post game that he makes $4 million as if he could reach down with $500,000 and heal his own knee. I don't understand the concept. Some of you are real, no offense, but you're really idiotic. Some of you.
Oh, absolutely, and like I said, I would rest him all week.
I wouldn't play him at Vanderbilt. Personally.
No, I wouldn't either. I rest him this entire week and get him ready for the for tournament basketball because that's the next season anyway. Florida's dominated now and has won the SEC regular season. They're going to win the tournament as well. They're right now Florida, and you hate it, Tony. That's the one thing I despise the most about it because Tony, our fan base and our program and our history. And how we've always, no matter how bad our basketball teams are, we've always put, tens of thousands of people in the stands and supported it And that's the biggest front-loading fan base in the world. They only show up if they're good. They don't show up when they're bad. And I just hate it that they're getting all of this, again, championship again last year. And here they are.
Yeah.
But they don't deserve it, Tony.
No!
And you can't stand it.
It's disgusting. And not only that, but they had that huge scandal broken by the student newspaper last year, corroborated by some other press accounts, and it got... You talk about something swept under the rug. The Golden Files, I mean, they don't even, it never even happened. They win a national championship, and he might have a whole surveillance crew on that campus right now. It never happened. It never happened. It's like it never existed. Did they scrub it from Google? Did they get it off the internet? Which is what the rich and famous can do. The rich and famous can make things disappear off the internet. Did they scrub it? It's pretty interesting. Brian, am I imagining things, or did that never happen? And they went and won the national championship last year at a school that does not care.
And you know what's really frustrating is they're going to be favored maybe to win it all again this year, the way they're playing.
Maury told me he was coming back the other night with his lovely bride, and he told her, he said, I bet Tony's still on. She said, there's no way he's still on. The game was over 90 minutes ago. He said, sure enough, you were still on. You think at Florida they have an hour and 45-minute post-game show and all lines were still jammed? You think they care enough to do that? How many natties do they have there right now, Bri? 3? In 25 years? In the last 25 years?
They have 3 since 2006.
How many Final Four appearances?
A couple more Final Fours beyond that, too.
Well, how about this? They went to the Final Four in 94 with Lon Kruger there. They went to the Final Four in 99 with Billy Donovan, who we all laughed at.
I don't think they went in 99. They went in...
Whatever.
I think they went again in 2006.
No.
Or was it 2000? I think they went in 2000.
No. 2000, they went to the championship
Yeah, I think
game.
it was 2000 they went.
The 99 season, 99-2000. That's what I was kind of getting at. But anyway, okay. They went then. He went another time before they had their 2 in a row. Then they went another time before this one. They've been to like 4, 5, or 6 Final Fours there, guys. We Bino, whatever.
Yeah, it's
Richard's right. Richard's right.
Yeah,
they don't deserve it.
Yeah,
it's kind of gross.
It's frustrating,
and disgusting.
Tony.
Yep.
I don't know if they still do, but O'Connell Center was famous for having a pool in there. It's like somebody winning the national championship that played their damn home games at the Oak Ridge Civic Center.
Think about the baseball programs like Arkansas, Florida State, who have invested so much in that sport for years and have been at the top of it for years. They've never won it, but they see a Tennessee come along who had a fan base that didn't care about baseball until about 5 years ago, that had a horrible facility that they just now got one modern, and they go and win a national championship before those more established programs do.
But you
same
know what?
thing in reverse.
No, it's not. Here's the difference. Our baseball team, our baseball fans travel. They care. Those Mississippi State fans know that our baseball team turns out in droves. Those Arkansas fans know that when they went down to Hoover, I'm talking about Hoover, they know that there were 10,000 Tennessee fans there on a Sunday afternoon, including several young Matt Dixons. Several young Matt Dixons out there fetching ground balls. Hoover. So there's not, it ain't like the Florida fans in basketball. Buddy of mine's been getting tickets for years in Nashville to kind of resell. He said he's getting out of that racket. And here's why. I'm talking for the SEC deal, because Florida's reemerged again, and their fans do not travel. They do not. They don't care. They don't care.
It's a long way from Gainesville to Nashville, though.
Hey, Bry, we lifted the banner in St. Pete that one year in the tournament and took the arena over. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. And you know that's true. They don't deserve the success they've had in basketball. In fact, they don't deserve success in anything. Their baseball stadium has like lawn chairs in the outfield. You ever seen a get-up like that, Bino? Sandboxes and lawn chairs in the outfield. In Condom Stadium. Their Condom Stadium's got lawn chairs in the outfield. Goodness knows the Condom family. Good what they're doing out there in those chairs. And then you have their football fans. I mean, they lose 2 games. And there's a caller, Florida. Tony B. Hey, listen. They lose 2 games. They got 35,000 people at a home game. They sung "I Won't Back Down" at our game. That's the only reason they stuck around, to sing our stupid song, which I love Tom Petty, by the way.
And then they backed down.
And then they backed down and walked out of the stadium and let us just roll all over them and plunder them, take their treasure. And like Bino said, you can still play a game in there, and it smells like chlorine.
Is that the highlight of Tennessee's athletic year so far since September?
What's that?
Winning in Gainesville in football and maybe the Vanderbilt game in basketball last week.
It's getting pretty damn depressing. I'm telling you, if Vanderbilt comes in here and beats us Saturday, Danny's got some splaining to do. No offense to him. You're getting blowed out by their football team in your building. The Lady Vols got run over yesterday by their basketball team. You're higher. And then you're going to let their basketball team come into our building and beat us? I mean, what's next? Where's the baseball series, Bri? Here or there?
It's down there, and Vandy just got swept in something over the weekend, and they're unranked. So
Corbs.
That's a chance to get some get back.
I want a Corbs crash helmet.
Bring back General Neyland.
Or, yeah, that's right. Neyland said, what was his quote, Bino? Because they hired him to defeat Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
And Bad News Cafago, he wouldn't like this turn of events. Let's put it that way.
No. I'd say he's had a turn of events.
Let's go back to the phones and get our next call in. Hello and welcome. You're on the air.
Tony, Bino, what's up, guys? Parker.
Hey, Parker, come off the speaker there, my brother.
Hey, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Appreciate it, guys. Guys, listen, they don't care about college basketball in stores connected as much as they do in Knoxville, Tennessee. You think they have a 2-hour post-game show after UConn beats St. John's or whoever they played this weekend?
That is so true, man.
And I think that's part of the problem, Tony. I mean, I think we're too toxic. That's my opinion. We're too toxic.
Fans' fault? It's the fans' fault after all this time?
Tony, listen, we had some maroons on that chat. That chat's the worst thing ever, man, because I read these comments. They're coming after Nate Ament.
After Nate Ament.
For the effort?
How about some of the callers? We had a couple of callers call him soft, and he needs to earn his $4 million. Earn what? What are you supposed to say? Get up, man. Get up and play.
And you're disagreeing with me about the fans being toxic? Tony, they're toxic. I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's great. That's why I love listening to you, and that's why this is always the kind of sports media I engage with, at least at a local level, because it's so entertaining. But we're definitely toxic. There's no question about it, and some of it is our fault.
Well, but you know what? I'll never forget the caller we had after we were just talking about that SEC baseball tournament. He was screaming and yelling about how he had a book of tickets on one of our post-game shows, baseball post-game. And he said if I ran up on Vitello, that he said, and I quote, that man would wear an ass whooping. Bino, do you remember that?
Yes.
And they went on and won the national championship that year.
And I wonder, too, Tony, how much of this is sports gambling and just people upset about that. And that's something that I have to put into perspective whenever people just berate these players. And I think you even talked about it, like how, I don't want to use the word bench warmers, but, you know, the people who don't get playing time in our lineup, they don't want to go in the junk minutes because they get death threats and stuff like that. So it could be some of that as well.
Well, they tell the coaches, hey, no thanks. Like some of the kids are just like, because they go in the game and they swing lines. I mean, what he's talking about is this happens here, there, and everywhere. But I've had a couple people in the industry say that these kids who are sitting on the end of benches used to love to get in the games, and, you know, the pretty girls are watching you and this, that, and the other, and, you know, you work hard, you want to get out there. They're in the game at the critical juncture for the people that have put the money on the game, and they're watching. That is the critical time in the game. And they're out there swinging the lines one way or the other, and they're getting DMs saying, how the hell could you miss that layup? Or what are you doing shooting that 3-ball? Or why would you let this guy score? And then they're threatening them and everything else, and that's part and parcel of the era we're living in. You're right.
Well, and Bino's contributing it. Go to dang Vegas. What the heck, Bino?
Yeah, Bino. Bino went down to the Mint Casino recently.
Bino, I'd love to see. You should do this. There's a blog idea for you. I'd love to hear the chronicles of Bino whenever you go to Vegas, because March Madness is my favorite sporting event, and I've always said if I go to Vegas, I've been to Vegas before, but if I ever go to Vegas to gamble, it would be during March Madness, and that'd be interesting to see what it would be like day to day, and just pick up on what everybody's doing whenever you go out there.
Bino, what is the atmosphere like there for that?
Well, I fell in love with it. It's actually Bruce Pearl's first year. I was actually out there with operating engineers during a heavy equipment conference, and I just fell in love with it as I was watching it out there. Just because you not only have fans from just about every major team out there, but you also got their gambling aspect to it too. And just the reaction in the sports book to games that wouldn't matter to you any more than the man in the moon. One bucket that wouldn't matter to anyone else. I just love the atmosphere of the early rounds out there. So,
do you see any
that
notable?
Would be the most boring blog in history for me to write one out there, because
Bino's kind of boring.
The most exciting guy on base.
Unless Bino would sit there and tell you about the near fights and skirmishes that he's seen at the cage.
Peter, what's the most memorable upset you witnessed out there? Like buzzer beater, all-time moment? Do you see the...
well, I mean, obviously the most memorable upset was Maryland, Baltimore County beat Virginia. Was that 16-1?
You were there for that?
Yeah, I was there for that. Matter of fact, I've still got the ticket. I didn't cash it.
Hey, and Ryan Odom's at Virginia now. He's doing a bang-up job.
He sure is.
If y'all knew that. He was the coach of that team.
Oh, I didn't realize that. He coached the Golden Retrievers during that upset?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a great little piece of trivial. That got by me.
So, listen, the thing with the 24 playoff, too, well, one thing. You also go look it up. Whenever I saw some writer at Sports Illustrated said, college football coach tired of sitting at home during the playoffs, wants it to expand. And I was like, that's the most ultimate dig. I don't know. It's somebody who's a no name at Sports Illustrated, but you should Google that. That was literally the headline when they talked about Heupel. It was such a cheap shot.
What did he say? Say it again.
It was something like college football coach that's tired of sitting at home during the playoffs now wants the playoffs to expand. That was like the headline of the article.
Ooh. Boy,
and
that's
it was on
rough.
Sports Illustrated. If you just Google Josh Heupel, that's
Sports
what I did.
Illustrated.
And you look at the news. You can fact check me, but I have no idea who wrote it. I didn't even recognize the name. That's why I was like, that's such a cheap shot just to generate clicks.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you. Good talking to you. Here's the thing about the way that industry works, too. The person that writes the headlines isn't the person that wrote the story. The person that writes a headline 9 times out of 10 is an editor somewhere. So, and then the name that's on it has to live with it. Yeah, I realize that's Dave Odom's son. I didn't realize he was at Maryland, Baltimore County when they sprung the upset, and the Retrievers went off that night. That shows you how absolutely random, because they didn't only win that game, they blew out the 1 seed. They blew that team out of the building. They beat them by like 20-something. Biggest upset in the history of the NCAA tournament. Right there. And, Bino, you kept because your ticket was only for a few dollars. That's why you kept it?
Yeah. I don't bet anything, Tony. So I'd rather have the ticket than the $20 or whatever, $40.
I remember you had a first half under in one game out there I guess it was 2 years ago. And someone hit a 75-foot shot from 75 feet. Shot. And it cost you the halftime under.
I like at the end of these football games, I was watching one time with a guy that bets a lot of money. And we were sitting like in a now-defunct sports bar in West Knoxville, and he's sitting there, and he getting ready. And I'm like, man, you won that bet. And he goes, no, I didn't. And sure enough, this quarterback laterals a ball for some stupid reason, and the defense intercepts it, and he's off the number, and he loses. Crazy ways to lose games. So they call them bad beats in the trade. But, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, my friends at VIP Play, I want to remind you, $20. You get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Brian, is there anything on the card calling your name tonight that's attractive to you?
Well, Iowa State's playing at Arizona, and Duke is playing at North Carolina State, so there might be some intriguing things to look at in those two games.
All right.
I think Duke's a 9.5 point favorite at NC State, and Arizona is hosting Iowa State. The Wildcats are a 7.5 point favorite there. But as far as who I would play in those games, I don't think there's a side I would take or want to really can be compelled to take.
You bet $20, you get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Promo code and the phrase that pays is T. Antoni. I'll give you a good live dog in the NHL tonight, my Flyers. They're at Toronto. Toronto's a total mess right now. My Flyers are going to do the most Flyer thing in the world, which is to say they should tank, but they're playing really well after the Olympic break, and they're probably going to win a meaningless game tonight, and you're going to 8 me off. So take the Flyers. Live always, 200-plus leagues, numerous bet types, props, options. Listen, if you have a bet in mind, VIP Play team will create it if it's a compliant bet type in our great state of Tennessee. VIP Play, where everybody gets treated, and I mean everybody, like a VIP. If you have a gambling problem, 800-889-9789. 21 and over, located in the great state of Tennessee to place a bet. We'll come back. Josh Heupel is for a 2014 playoff, and Nate Ament, according to UT assistant coach, has a double injury. We knew about the ankle. We talked about it last week. He was already showing a lot of guts and a lot of courage playing. I'm going to ask my panel, should they shut him down till the SEC tournament or even through the SEC tournament and give him a chance to heal? Not a doctor. Like Webb Bell Buckle's own Wayne Rogers. Bino, did you know that Trapper John M.D. Wayne Rogers on MASH graduated from Webb Bell Buckle in the great state of Tennessee? Did you know that, Bino?
I did not. That's Keon Johnson's school, isn't it?
That's right.
I did not.
Bino, were you a fan of the Frank Burns, of the B.J. Honeycutt years on MASH or the Wayne Rogers years on MASH? McLean Stevenson,
Tony,
Wayne Rogers.
I was not a MASH guy.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, really guts me. Because I watch at least 2 episodes of MASH every night to wind down. And I just got through in absentia Henry, rather. Where radar delivers the news. It guts me every time. Guts me every time. Take a brief time out. We come back with Hawkeye Pierce, one of the great characters in the history of television. So we continue with more after this.
Hey, I'm Alan, and we ship floors on Bristol Highway in Johnson City. Are you tired of walking around on that ratty-looking carpet that you have? Well, today's your lucky day because we have Supercore on sale for $1.79. 58 colors we're liquidating. Supercore is the best waterproof floor with a lifetime warranty. Where are you going to find that anywhere else? Nowhere, let me tell you. $1.79, lifetime warranty. Come on down to Bristol Highway on your truck and trailer and let's make a deal.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a two-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America, celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
From the sunrise over the Smokies to the Saturday cheers at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville isn't just where we live, it's home. But let's be honest. Finding your perfect spot in a hot market can feel like a full-time job. Whether you're looking for a Craftsman in 4th and Gill, a family home in Farragut, or a view in South Knox, the market moves fast. You need more than a listing. You need an edge. And that's where I come in, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. And I specialize in helping Knoxville buyers win. I don't just find houses, I find the right fit for your budget and your lifestyle. Ready to unlock your front door? Visit nextmovesmokymountains.com or call me at 865-694-5904. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
TB back with you. All right. 865-200-5402. Back with you. My name is Tony Basilio. I want to encourage you to check out tclub.team today. Again, tclub.team or tonybasilio.com, your choice. And I want to encourage you to check out our blog today. Throaty wrote some interesting stuff. I've got a few thoughts. Tomorrow we'll talk about Nate Ament, his toughness, and an appreciation for Nate Ament. I'm not sure if I'm Tennessee, I'll let him play another regular season game, and I might even hold him out of the tournament at this point. I'm not a doctor. I play one on TV, but he was already beat up. I was already semi-advocating, hey, kid, you're tough. You've proved it to us. Look, I'm going to go back to something Alex Myers told me as he's done a terrific job, he and Bry, hosting our Garza Law Tennessee basketball overtime at various times this year. But Alex said, the Ament thing's going to come down to a couple games in March. And if he gets you to the Sweet 16 or beyond, then he's worth your $4 million. And if he doesn't, it's debatable at that point. If that's still the goal, why am I worried about a double bye in our tournament? Because I'm not sure we're going to beat Vanderbilt without him. I don't know that we're going to beat Vanderbilt without him. But I'm going to ask the panel here. And then we'll go to the phones. We'll do a little overtime here and then call it a day. But I want to shout out Alan at We Ship Floors. Alan, you sound awesome on that new commercial, my friend. I mean, your enthusiasm for your product is incredible. I was talking to Joel the other day, Proper Popcorn, and they have 2 locations in Knoxville, and they're sponsoring Willie and his efforts on his podcast and what he's doing. And, we just continue to grow. It's an awesome thing. But those guys are so proud of what they're doing, putting their heart and soul into it. And I love it. I was telling him, As a small businessman, I get up every day. I put my heart and soul in this thing. Sometimes we throw up so much energy in a 2 to 3 hour span, whatever. I got to take a nap. I mean, it blasts me out, man. My heart and soul. Heart and soul. Like the great James Brown, please, please, please. All right, Bino. So Gainey says today, Justin Gainey, that not only are we dealing with a swollen ankle at this point, but we're dealing with a knee that's all swelled up, so swelled up that we haven't been able to test it yet. Not a good sign. That would explain why everybody's been mum on the issue. He, of course, spoke at the tip-off club and had to say something. What are you doing, Bino, with what are you doing, Bino, with from there? What do you say? Talk to me here.
Tony, just from the way those two injuries looked, the rolling your ankle all the way to the floor at Missouri, yep, and then getting bent backwards, which is apparently hyperextended his knee. Without knowing the true extent of those injuries, just by the view of those injuries, if it's me, I'm definitely not playing him before the SEC tournament, and I'm not sure I'm playing him until Tennessee plays in the NCAA tournament.
I think I'm going to write that tomorrow. Brian Hartman?
I don't play him Tuesday, but I would want to see how it responds on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before committing to anything beyond Tuesday.
Not surprised.
It doesn't sound it doesn't sound good that he could play before at least the SEC tournament begins, which is Thursday of next week.
Brian, I love you, but I'm not surprised because you're a seed in the conference guy, which I'm not. But you are. We're all different. That's fine. I don't give two damns what our seed in the conference is. There, I said it. Get a bye, fine. Don't get a bye, fine. Look, this thing right now, and I'm a beanstar, I'd give him the next 2 weeks off and hope and pray he can play. I don't care if they tell me that he's fine and he can play tomorrow. He's not playing for me. And he's not playing Saturday, and he's not playing in Nashville. Because let's own up to what this is about, okay? This is about, I paid you $4 million so we can advance in March. And if I got to get you, even if you get a clean bill of health, am I wrong? Tell me, am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. We'll open up the phones on the other side. In the meantime, here at Fan Run Radio, a huge afternoon day for you. They'll no doubt be debating this later on in the with Russell and the boys later on. But in the meantime, William Pattison, who holds it down with the greatest of ease, comes up next with the playbook. We love you. We appreciate you. G to the B to the O.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
I literally could care less what happens from here when it comes to this guy's health. Now I'm to the point now, being after watching it Saturday night, where I don't want to see him till the NCAA tournament. Can I say that out loud after Gainey said what he said? You and I said the same thing, didn't we?
Yeah, you can say that, Tony. I do not think that this staff is going to put him out there before he's ready to play. I trust them to hold him back until he's ready to play.
How about this?
Because I think they know it's that the NCAA tournament's the only thing left that truly matters.
Say he's ready to play, Bino. Ready? Okay? I'm still not playing him till the NCAA tournament. I'll take you a step further. I'm saying it on the record. The guy's all beat up. I look at him, go kiss him on the forehead, and say, hey, Nate, I love you. I'm for you. I saw Gary Sturm Friday. I kissed him on his neck. I don't know if he was comfortable with it.
No, you and I are different there. I play him when he's ready to play, but not before.
I sit him. I sit him. I sit him. I sit him till the NCAA tournament. Period. End. Full stop. That's me. And the thing is, when you tell me a knee is too swelled up to do an MRI on it, it's not a good sign. Again,
I don't now, Tony. I don't know that that's what it said. I thought it said the MRI had been done.
Oh,
and they were waiting on results.
Give it to me again.
But
I misheard
both
you.
Both areas were swollen.
Oh, say it again. If you could find that again for me, that'd be great. I misheard you. I'm sorry.
Sure, I got it right here.
Hit it.
Yesterday, it wasn't a lot of information that we got because they hadn't received the documents from the MRI. Today, hopefully, we'll kind of get updated on that and where things are with Nate. The swelling that was in both areas made it kind of tough to determine which was a greater concern, whether that's what the swelling. Whether it's a greater concern, his ankle or his knee is a greater concern. Neither of those is good news. He's got 2 injuries. They're both swelled. He's got swelling. But they did an MRI. They were waiting on results is the way I read that.
James Daniel.
It sounds like I'm leaning towards not even playing him for at least another week and a half.
James Daniel IV comes
not
in
practicing today, so it's not nothing.
James Daniel IV Bino comes in hot taking. I want your thoughts.
Okay.
The Vols can easily beat Vanderbilt without him.
Vanderbilt's not playing very well, but I'll have to see this team win a game without Nate against an opponent of their capability to believe.
One more thing I want to.
It's not just even when he's not scoring.
Yeah.
He just draws so much attention, and he's such a good passer that it gives opportunities for other people, and there's much more freedom of movement for everyone else when he's out there, just simply because of the attention they have to pay to him.
Yahoo Sports asks the following. Go ahead, Bino. You have one more thing you want to add on it? Go ahead.
I mean, late is our problem a lot, whether he's on the floor or not, but our offense was just completely stagnant for the last 13 minutes of the game. And I can't believe it would have been that way had he been on the court.
Yeah, I'm not he's not playing for me this week, needless to say. It's kind of a bummer because he's so fun to watch, and he was really coming into his own, and he hurt himself before the Vanderbilt game, and he went out there and tried to play, and he wasn't himself. He just doesn't have a lift. And then he re-aggravated what was already going on with him, which they're not going to say, but it's true. I wrote it last week. In the Missouri game, he stepped on somebody's ankle, and it was funny, and so that was already going on. And then that hyperextension was just a couple friends of mine that were courtside right on top of it said he looked like he broke his leg. It was so nasty looking in real time. They were like things that make you go, whoa, like kind of take your breath away kind of deal.
One thing I don't question about him is his flexibility, because that takes most people out.
James Daniel says Vandy will get used and abused on the glass by Tennessee with or without him. Hey,
possible.
James, I hope you're right. I don't know that I would go there. One other thing I want to enter into the conversation, then we go to the phones. So the Southeastern Conference in football is such a freak show that we just sort of take it for granted. But there are freaks on some of these teams. This Taylor Green guy. So this is for, the consumption of NFL fans everywhere, all over the country. Who is Taylor Green? Well, we knew who Taylor Green is. in this conference. And personally, we know who he is. He's a freak. He's a freak. I don't know if you've heard this. A lot's been going on this weekend, but he set a record in the vertical and the broad jump at the NFL Combine, which is the freaks of the freaks. He now owns the vertical record and the broad jump record. And then, to wash it all down, he ran a 4.3640. Now, that's a guy, 6'6", 227 pounds doing that. The guy had a 43.6-inch vertical leap. And then, or vertical jump rather, and then he leapt 11 feet 2 inches in the broad jump, which for quarterbacks, okay, in the history of that event, and I'm not a guy that turns on the NFL Network. I think it's kind of overrated. Now, if my son was out there running, I'd probably be there watching him. But if that's your thing, watching guys run around in their underwear, more power to you, because they are freaks. The guy had an 11-foot 2-inch broad jump. Never, no Michael Vick, no Anthony Richardson, you name the quarterback down through the years, no Jameis Winston. Nobody's ever done anything like that. Nobody. This guy is a freak show. And then he washes it down. I mean, here's the thing. They're comparing him. They thought DK Metcalf was a freak back in the day. DK Metcalf, 6'3", 228. This guy, 6'5", 227. DK Metcalf ran a 4.33. This guy ran a 4.37. This guy's vertical was 43.5. DK Metcalf's is 40.5. And by the way, DK Metcalf is a freak. Bino, your thoughts on how a poor guy like that played at Arkansas instead of coming up here last year and SOSing us, because he could have saved our season. I'd have loved to have seen him last year. Hey, Catfish Ike, close your ears. I'd have loved to have seen him play his final year here. That would have been an absolute piss, as they say in the trade. Beanstar, can you imagine what a freak that guy is?
No, he's special on the field. You can that was easy to see because he wasn't surrounded by immense talent.
Would you take him in the NFL as a quarterback, Bino, or are you making a wide receiver out of him?
I would give him an opportunity to play quarterback.
Damn
Tony,
straight.
first and foremost.
Damn straight. He can throw it around a little bit, too. When you're that kind of athlete, come on now. TC says the following. I listened to a radio show where the host showed up one time in a bathrobe. Who am I to judge who watches the NFL Combine? I would much rather watch a show with a host in his underwear than watch those guys run around in their underwear. Bino, are you a big Combine guy?
I am not, Tony. I never watched a second of it.
Brian Hartman?
I really don't watch or pay much attention to it either. Simply because we've got too many other things going on that I think are more interesting right now.
Some of you like to watch it when you and you turn out the lights and you turn out the light. You going to boom, and you turn out the lights. Do you remember that song, Bri? Who made that?
I've never heard that before in my life. You didn't make it sound flattering either.
When you turn out the lights. Let's go back to the phones. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
March Madness Rick, Muppet.
Bino, thoughts on, we've had a heel turn from Joshy Boy, who vociferously ripped me in a couple of personal texts over the weekend. Thoughts on that, Bino?
It's sad.
It was Nelly Furtado. Thank you, Zach Mania. Nelly Furtado. Gonna do when you turn out the lights. Thank you, Zach. You remember it, Bri? Nelly Furtado?
No, I've never heard of that.
I always got her confused with the woman that sung "I Like the Way," da-na-na-na-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na-na. All I wanna do is fly away. I can't sing. Okay, so plus I have food in my mouth. Joshy Boy yesterday attacked me with a couple of, because he got blowed up pretty quickly on Garza Tennessee basketball overtime the other night, because he came in with that kind of thing, and I blew him up. And then he says to me, that was a very, very rude. Text me. I said, yeah, it was. I thought your call was rude. And then he said, well, you're forgiven, blah, 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 blah. I didn't ask for his forgiveness, but he said I was forgiven. Then he came back yesterday afternoon and had like a, what do you call it, Bino, when you snap back into being angry at somebody after you've told them it's okay? Like a rebound almost, anger rebound. And started kind of going off on me again. I said, Joshy, are you brooding? And then he texts me back and says, well, what does that mean? I said, Google it. You're brooding. Is Joshy Boy brooding at me right now, Beanstar?
I don't know, Tony. I don't know what's going on with you and Joshy Boy right now.
No. What's going on with him? I love Joshy Boy. I consider him a member of the Underwing Society of the show, along with Negative, who I've really taken. I've kind of refined Negative a little bit. We're gonna get some high grit sandpaper and really rub the edges out of him, Bino.
I don't believe there's any grade sandpaper will do that, Tony. I think you may need a blaster.
Back to our phones. I told Negative to breathe the other night. One of these days he's going to cuss me out on there. I know he is, but I'm trying. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Gino Muppet.
That was too easy.
Now, Bino, you laughed at that. Are you going to encourage that kind of behavior on here?
I mean, that was the original there, Tony. That was the original.
Did they come in concerto here? Was that an organized strike by them?
I don't think that was organized. I think that was the old pro trying to show the rookie how to do it.
Back to our phones we go. Joshy Boy's apparently angry with me. And that guy there, I'm not sure what he is with me. I don't know what the term would be. But hi, you're on the air.
Good third hour, Tony.
My Rona me. What could be? What could have been the third hit we could have played in a row after those two guys? How about this, Stoojaween? What's up, Freddie Jack?
What's going on, Tony B?
You are, you are the one.
Hey, Bino.
What do you say, Freddie Jack?
Good to hear your voice. I always enjoy Mondays and Fridays where you and Tony let your alleged hair down.
Been having a long time, Freddie.
A lot of fun. Anyway. I bet you'd be watching the combine, Tony, if Tony Vitello was out there running around in his underwear, wouldn't you?
Both of those people are laughing. I want the record to show that Brian and Bino both laughed at that, encouraged that.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't you, Tony?
I miss him.
Yeah.
Especially since Elander shaved his beard. Boy, I got a lot of people
over there.
I got a lot of people, Bino, that are jumping on this. He needs to get off third base bandwagon. Are you one of them, Bino? That the coach doesn't belong coaching third?
Sorry, Tony, my mute button's not working very good. I am. I think once you get beyond high school, I don't think your head coach or your manager should ever be out there at third base. I think he's got more important things to do than coach third base.
One of my guys that's been to hundreds of games, here, there, and everywhere, away games, he said it's really, really unbecoming and really amateurish. He said, I heard you talking about it the other day on the air. He said, maybe you don't get it as a nuance, but he said he needs to be in the dugout. Like
Chris
a manager.
Burke could answer this question. Are there any other coaches in baseball, college baseball, that serve as manager, as actually as head coach and third base coach? Besides Corbin and Elander?
Crash Helmet Corbin. Yep.
I mean, besides those two, besides Corbin and Josh Elander.
Yep. You're right.
Corbin has obviously made it work. I don't think it's the right thing to do. I think once you're the head coach or you're the manager, you've got everything on your plate. You shouldn't be over there coaching third base.
Nuance is how the great Tony Jones pronounces nuance, and so I call it a nuance. And respect for Tony Jones, who I love. By the way,
you don't have him on anymore, Tony.
By the way, how about I love Tony Jones. How about Stephen?
You don't have any of the old schoolers on there. Coach Brown.
You're calling.
Coach Jones.
You're calling. What are you?
No, I'm talking about the.
You're a remnant from yesterday. Hey, Bino. What do you make of this Stephen Pearl deal? He's crashing and burning like the Lady Vols in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's been an awful stretch for Stephen, and I thought when he first got the job that I would celebrate that, but I find no joy in it at all. I think he was put in an awful situation.
I agree with you. And by the way, Minjoni at Kentucky does it. Somebody saying, Brian, is that right? I don't know.
That's about right.
I can't speak to that. I was wondering if Burke might be able to answer that question.
That sounds right with that attack.
Gah! So you really don't, because he said it like you, Bino. He thinks it's high school Harry for a head coach to be out there at third base.
100%.
He said it's not serious baseball when your head coach is. He said your head coach should not be parading around as a third base coach. He's got better things to worry about, like worrying about the count, worrying about his team, worrying about whatever else he's worrying about.
I'm not going to say that anybody associated with this program is not playing serious baseball, but I just think it's a mistake. I don't think he can focus on the things that he should be focusing on while he's coaching third base.
Yeah. It's just one of those little nuances that we watch here.
Chris said that Mingione does do it. He coaches third at Kentucky.
Berkey did.
That makes my point.
Yeah.
And Cliff Godwin in East Carolina does it, and they've had some success.
Cliff Godwin, very good.
Long-time coach there.
No doubt about it.
Well, I think people are making a big deal out of nothing, really.
Well, of course you would.
Of course, you wouldn't drive it in the ground, would you, Tony?
All you care about is
got your ditch digger uniform on.
All you care about is bringing up my absolute love for Tony Vitello, which I will continue to love the man.
I think a lot of people love him, but you have a little different love.
I have an agape love for the man. There's a photo right outside the Raymer studio of he and I on a stage. He came out one night around midnight and saw the Fountain City Ramblers. And he and I on a stage in, where was it? Down in the Old City. Boyd's Jigging Reel, I think, is where it is. And Tony just lit up the room, man. He just lit up the room.
Did you ever get to sing Happy Birthday to him a la Marilyn Monroe?
Does this guy ever stop, Bino?
You said you were going to.
Does this guy ever stop, Bino? I have an agape love for that man.
Are you still communicating with him out there in San Francisco?
Zach Mania thinks your calls are stupid. Do you have any thoughts for Zach in E-Town? To my boy here.
Is that my boy Zach from E-Town?
Yep, ripping you.
Oh, I like Zach from E-Town.
He called your call stupid.
I take those YouTube chatters with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Zach. I like your calls. But anyway.
Freddie Jack! Taking the high road.
He's one of my favorite callers, actually.
So.
But I just like to get down here and have a laugh, Tony. These guys that want to get so deep into it, I mean, if that's what they want to do, fine. But that's just
right.
Not me.
We like to laugh.
I just like to have a laugh. You know, maybe
that's what we're here for, man.
I'll take a shot and give one too. You know, cheap shot, but.
Freddie Jack, what do you make of this Ament thing? Are you letting him play?
No, I hold him out. What do you make
of our baseball team so far? You like them?
Oh, I like them. I think they'll be okay. They just got, you got to gel, and everybody's got to get used to each other. And yeah, I think they'll be okay. I don't know how far they'll go, but I mean, Eli was so involved before. I mean, he was the offensive guy, and it's probably not that big of a transition. Maybe it's bigger than I think, but more responsibility. But they'll be okay. And he's got a lot of the same guys. He brought in some good guys. That guy from Florida is really good.
Yeah, he's excellent. That guy was a future head coach here.
Oh yeah. They got a good staff. Everybody just got a jail, and it's early. They played. I mean, UCLA #1 team. What do you expect?
I'll tell you what. Coming back and getting 2 wins there is huge.
Yeah.
Because you did not want to go over. You did not want to go over 3, and put all kinds of pressure and doubt, and have an early type situation last year with Texas A&M. You wanted to win those 2 games and get going in the right foot. Win these 2 midweek games, get 2 out of 3 from Wright State, and let's go.
Yep, they'll be all right.
Yep.
They'll be all right. Hey, I did on. Did anybody R.I.P. Damon Wilson?
Yeah, he died about a month ago, I think.
No, it hadn't been that long ago.
Say it again.
It's been about he played Fred Sanford. What was his name? Lamont Sanford and Son.
That was one of the all-time great shows.
I love that show.
Everybody loved that show.
I love that show.
Your show used to kind of be like that, Tony. You remember back in the old days with
you big dummy.
Sushi spot.
Yeah, we're just out there picking up salvage, aren't we, Freddie?
What?
Yeah, he's him junking all this junk he's got in his studio there. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Sanford's a perfect analogy.
Yeah, that was a great show, Tony. Tony gone. Did he go to the John?
I think I think he's answering. It must be a very important phone call.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like to me.
He's getting some breaking news
going on during the
inside
college
info.
show.
I apologize, Freddie Jack. That was a business call. I had to take it.
We were.
I'm not that I'm not doing business here, but I'm in an overtime situation. You had a really good call. Damon Wilson, right?
Yeah.
R.I.P. You're a good man. I love that show, and you're out of here. I love Damon Wilson. Bino, we talked about it when it happened. That's a great show. Unbelievable, Andy. They don't write them like that anymore. We don't laugh like we once did.
No, can't Can't laugh at ourselves, Tony.
Can't laugh at ourselves. As some of the great comedians out there say, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're against that. Hey, I'm a comedian. I'm going to make everybody feel uncomfortable. It's kind of what we do. Says every comedian ever. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Yeah, I mean,
there he is. He's jumping into the 4 spot, Bri. He's taking our 4 spot. Either him or Missouri.
Am I clean up today, baby?
No, your Kentucky team's going to get the 4th team in the SEC. That's how Kentucky fans aren't even looking at the SEC standings, Bri. He didn't even know that. Philip, did you know that? Did you know that we were in a 3-1
No, actually,
tie?
I did. No, actually, I did. Tony, we're so bad that we have the same record as UT. That's interesting. As far as in the SEC.
No.
We're so bad.
You're mid.
In the SEC.
You're mid and we're mid.
Oh, we're mid.
I never said we weren't mid. I said the whole time that we're mid. We're mid and you're mid. It's like the mid-Olympics.
All right, Tony, I got a thought here, and then I do have a serious question. So, again, I hate when other callers are calling in and ripping, whether you're Tennessee fans, Kentucky fans, whoever, ripping fans about how toxic fans are now. I'm telling you, no one is giving enough credit on how messed up the NIL has made college sports that people don't care. Once you start getting that paycheck, people stop giving you the benefit of the doubt. That these kids have stepped into the real world. They're making big money now, which they should have all along. And that's just how the real world is. And everyone could call fans toxic and, no matter the fan base, but that's just how it is now. People don't care. Once you start getting that paycheck, people don't care. That make it right? Doesn't make it wrong? That's just how it is.
You guys beating Florida this week, my brother?
Do we play it? If we play at home, yes. We play away, no.
Brian, what's your verdict on that? Kentucky, Florida this week.
They've already played away, and Florida won that one kind of handily. They're playing in Rupp. Florida, if they come out, they've won, I think, 7 straight road games by most of them by, I think they're averaging 20 points per victory on the road in the SEC, which is just unheard of. So, senior day in Rupp.
A tradition unlike any other.
I'd have
Tom
to lean.
Hammond.
Kentucky probably will play more desperate, but Aberdeen doesn't want to lose to Florida again.
Yeah.
But if the Gators play like they did Saturday night, and it may be tougher on the road, I don't see anybody beating them. I think they might be the favorite to win it all again.
Tom Hammond, a tradition unlike any other. We pause for the playing of My Old Kentucky Home.
But Tony, do you agree or you disagree with that? As far as what's your thoughts on that? I'd be really curious.
On what?
On just how the fans, they just don't care anymore. We've been priced out. The kids are making big money.
No, we had a 2-hour call-in show the other night with people extremely upset about the result of that game, and you are right from the standpoint that when these kids accept multi-million-dollar deals for a year, this new it's almost like it's dehumanizing these kids.
Yeah,
sort of like it has done on the pro level, and
yep.
That's a shame because Nate Ament is a really quality human being. Everybody that's interacted with him has said that. Byron Williams wrote a great piece, the Czar did, on Thursday about his interaction with him one day, talking about encountering him in the golf world and what a great kid he was and all that. And I've heard nothing but great things about him. But the other night, people were acting like he was, he could have done the self-Lazarus thing and healed himself. I mean, I couldn't believe the things I was hearing. I was ashamed of that. I don't know.
Well, I do think with whether it's him or Owe at Kentucky, whoever, Quaintance, if you're paying that kind of money, and you don't get to at least a Sweet 16, I do think it's money. It's a bust. I mean, doesn't make it right, but it's all about results. And if they're going to pay and you're going to accept that kind of money, that's just the expectations that come along with it.
Not to that extent, though. You shouldn't suspend.
Well, no, I don't mean being just a terrible human being to the kid.
Bino,
I just talk about just general expectations.
Yeah, Bino, from your perspective, you shouldn't be suspending your humanity, even though you're making good money. That's a sad thing to hear
Tony,
fans
I mean,
talk like that.
We've kind of dehumanized coaches for years and years
because
of what they make. And now it's going to happen to the kids, and it's a shame. What little tolerance there was left, once kids begin to get paid, then that goes away too. It's not right, but that's what's happening. That's what's going to continue to happen.
Philip, you guys have A&M as well this week. Do you guys win a game this week? Come to think about it.
As far as in baseball?
It's basketball. You have A&M.
Oh, basketball.
You have A&M tomorrow. You have Florida Saturday. You have A&M there, and Florida here.
We'll lose there. My prediction is we go 1-1.
Are you happy with Are you happy with your basketball coach? You want him back next year?
I want to give. Kevin, don't cut me off because I want to ask you something really serious.
No, I want to listen to you. I'm asking you.
So, I want him to have another chance only because that is his dream job, and I really want to see him be successful. But no, am I happy? No. I mean, he just like he put together. He needs a general manager. He put together a horrible roster, and so I'm unhappy. But I would really like to see him be successful. So I'd like to see him at least have 1 year. I saw they're trying to hire a general manager. So I'd like to see him 1 year of the general manager and just see what happens.
It's pretty next level.
But here's my question, Tony. So I saw where Dalton Bargo has had a pretty darn good start to the year at NC State. When I jump off here, could you what happened? What was the real reason why he transferred? And was that where was Vitello?
Thank you.
Was he happy, sad, indifferent about him transferring? And have a great weekend, buddy.
Thank you. There's wasn't a spot for him. They had a lot of youngsters, and there's a glut for where Dalton Bargo was, and it was just time for him to go. I wish him the best. He's a great kid. And he did a nice job for the Vols at times. College baseball is a sport where you're just going to go in and out, And unfortunately for him, depending on the time you watched him, he was either a world beater or not. But a real hot and cold player. I'm glad he's off to a great start at NC State. Beanstar, I like Dalton Bargo.
Yeah, I'm happy for the kid, Tony. I don't know. I don't think his production here was anywhere close to what they thought that it would be. And I think you're right. I think he just kind of got recruited over.
He got to win a College World Series playing in his hometown. He lived the dream.
Yeah. Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on our overtime.
Tony, it's Zach in E-Town.
Hey, brother. Welcome in.
Hey, man. Hey, Freddie Jack, I enjoy your calls. It's just the same thing, which maybe I guess is the bit. Nothing personal.
There we go. We cleared that up because he loves you.
Yeah.
That was nice of him to give you some love, and he's out there killing you with kindness, like Alan said. He diffused it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, especially me and maybe some other, and I know I could feel it on our way back from the game. I could feel it from Philly when he called in. There are some of us that are getting wound up I'm already wound up. But I mean, more wound up by the fact that we don't have success in, ultimate success in our three major sports. And then these dirt sleaze bag, really what bothers me is the sleaze bag in Gainesville, and the fact that last year they had the team that went all the way, and we were like, well, it's because of that guard. And so that guard leaves, and we're like, well, they'll be okay. And now they're beating people even worse. And I just want to know why we can't have a transition like that. And what are we doing, and who's evaluating, and why is Bird playing? I almost feel like, I don't know, that I almost feel like there's like a resignation on it, not like a literal resignation from the coach, but like there's just like this, Coach Barnes is like, well, I did my best. We'll just roll with the punches. And then you see that creep in Florida doing what he's doing, and it just infuriates me.
Is he right, Bino, to feel that way? Because it is kind of frustrating to watch this whole Florida situation with Peeping Todd. PT, for short.
Hey, you're right to feel any way you want to about sports. I guess what I go back to is I just kind of worry about us, and comparison's the thief of joy. So I try to leave that part of it out, so I'm not completely crazy.
That's right, Bino. But we have no good SEC wins this year. Maybe the Vandy game, but
they are 3-6 against the top half of the league and 7-0 against the bottom half.
Zach, I don't think that's right. I think a win at Alabama is a solid win. I think a win at Vandy is a solid.
Okay. I think the Alabama win is looking good, but I don't know. I just can't get. And maybe I'm the goober who hits the same note over and over. But I just can't understand why we can't have a transition like Florida did. And
I think you hit the nail on the head, though. I think Saturday night was an exasperated fan base that saw the season go up in smoke.
Yep.
And it wasn't just Nate Ament. That was people were taking their frustrations out on Rick Barnes. They were taking their frustrations out on me. They were taking their frustrations out on everybody else. And I think there's an exasperated feeling around Tennessee basketball of total fatigue of, is it ever going to happen for us? And I understand it. I understand it. And it's not even a comparison thing, Bino. Is this really a government experiment? And why is the sport such a cruel joke toward us? And the sport feels like, when you watch what's happened at Florida, and you've watched the South Carolinas of the world go to the Final Fours, and the Mississippi States of the world go to Final Fours, and it just feels like Nate Oats in Alabama. I mean, they were in our company till he got there, and they don't play a lick of defense. They don't give two damns about guarding you, and they went to the damn Final Four. So I think you're right to feel the way you feel.
The bracket just cleared for them the way it hardly ever clears for Tennessee. And when it does clear, they sustain some type of key player gets an injury.
That's
like Ziegler and Cal Alexander, and they can't play. And then what can you do?
That's right. But Rick Barnes' inability to beat this regime is vintage Rick Barnes. No offense to him.
And somebody makes a fluke shot for them that literally wouldn't have gone in any other of the 99 times he would have taken it.
Somebody hitting a fluke shot for them is what we call vintage Rick Barnes, where I come from. High ceiling or high floor rather, coach. But the ceiling, you got to be a paisan to walk around in his house. Because that ceiling and that floor and that ceiling are so close to each other with Rick Barnes. It's sad, but it's true, right? It's like a crawl space. Rick Barnes' house If you think about his ceiling and his floor is way on up there. Way on up there. But his ceiling, it's like a crawl space. He's got an attic. He's living in an attic.
No, Tony, we are in a kind of like a decent basketball purgatory where we're really good, but not great, but not bad enough to appreciate how good we are, but not good enough to enjoy our greatness. It's like this Groundhog Day type thing. And let me ask y'all just real quick: who do you miss more from who do we miss as a team more from last year? Ziegler running the point or Meshack for his defense?
Thank you. I think if you had if ZZ, because Marcos Garza and them were trying to get him as another year last year. If ZZ would have gotten another year, and you could have taken, because they went to the kid Gillespie and said, "Hey, we're trying to do this," he was going to play off guard. That would have been dynamite. Those two guys together, Tennessee be at the top of the league right now.
I'll tell you who
With
would have
Amen.
been really, I think, even more.
Maybe top 5 in the country if they'd have done that.
Had Jordan Gainey got his extra year,
no question.
I think the ceiling would have been higher if he would have gotten one than, say, ZZ had gotten one.
Bino, the ZZ deal, if you'd have brought him
ceiling would
back.
have been higher.
But you're right. No, if you'd have had a quality 2-guard out there that could actually score. I mean, look, no offense to Boswell, but that's just not. You're going to win 22 games anyway. Again, I'm back to this. Floor, ceiling, floor, ceiling. The guy's floor is so high. 22 games with this team? People are saying that I'm selling Nate Oats short. I think Nate Oats is a gimmick. I hate watching his team play basketball. I know they're successful. I just think it's silly-ass basketball. I get that they went to the Final Four, and I get that he's won. People are saying he's won more SEC championships than Barnes. Okay, fine. That's, good. I want to go to the Final Four one time in my life. Is that okay? I mean, I'm a Temple basketball fan and a Tennessee basketball fan. Temple can't compete anymore because of the economics of college basketball. We are spending tons and tons and tons of money, and I would just like to last that extra week. You know that old jingle, hold tight a little longer, make it last a little longer. Give your basketball season lasting flavor with Rick Barnes. Can Barnesy get us there, Bino, in your humble opinion?
He's been there once before, Tony.
Yep.
So he's been able to do it. I know he's had a whole lot of years in the game and only been once, but his teams have been knocking on the door the last couple of years. So I hope so. I hope so.
Brian's this Lady Vol team going to get to the Elite Eight? Like last year's team going to get close to it? Can they do it? I'm not trying to laugh.
They might get to the Elite Eight of the SEC tournament.
No. I'm being serious now. They have great talent, Bri. They get in that tournament and get hot.
After a couple weeks off, which there will be about a 2-week break between the SEC tournament and the start of the NCAA.
Yep.
If they get the right opponent, they might not be a team that someone who's had a pretty good year wants to see in the first round. Or someone who might play them in the second round.
James Daniel Ivey's
exactly right. If they could just
right.
play together, they just don't play together.
There have been some awful teams that have made Final Fours. James Daniel Ivey's right. That South Carolina team went to that Final Four that year. It was the most random bill thing in the world, man.
They had 2 really good guards in Dwayne Otis and I think P.J. Dozier, I think was his name.
Yeah.
And they didn't have much else, and those guards got hot, and there you have it. They've won, seriously. They had won 4 NCAA tournament games since 1973, and they won all 4 of them in 1 year, in a span of about 2 weeks.
Briney boy, do you think Queen Kimmy's here in 2028?
I'll say yes.
What do you think of the pause, Bino? That wasn't the most, shall we say, convincing pause there, was it, Beanstar?
Brian was just pausing for effect.
Boys, I got to go. It's been incredible. To the 3 calls on hold, I love each and every one of you. I treasure you. I value you. But I got to go. I got to take care of a few things.
Tona, I got to go.
Including some production and some sales stuff. So, unfortunately for us, I don't just show up and this appears on your radio, on your dial, in your world. Tomorrow, John Adams will be in here. It's going to be unbelievable, Andy Mack. And then tomorrow night, we're live at Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime. Brian, what will line be tomorrow without Nate Ament, in your humble opinion?
I think the Vols will be favored by somewhere around 7 to 8 points on the road without Ament.
How about you, Brian?
Without Ament.
How about you, Bino?
Yeah, I was going to say 6.
Alan says he's going over there tomorrow night. I like that. I'll be there for you. These 5 words, I swear to you. It's a shame that Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora broke up. Bino, do you agree?
I probably don't have an opinion on that, though.
You didn't like Wanted Dead or Alive or I'll Be There for You, these 5 words, I swear to you, with the little sitar thing? Ba-da, da, 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 da. Do you remember that song? I guess
I do.
This time you're really leaving. That's a great jam. I heard your suitcase say goodbye. James Daniel thinks Vols 10.5 tomorrow night, Bri. Bon Jovi's been in the Final Four,
Four,
Bri.
if they're favored by more than what I think they're favored by. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yep.
Because South Carolina has really been bad.
Yes. And you know what? Phillip, his Kentucky Wildcats, Midcats are so mid that at the last TV timeout, that was like a 3-point game the other day when we were waiting for the Missouri game to come on. That game was a crap sandwich, Phillip. Shit. JL asks Bino on the way out, is the Ament injury a sprain, Bino? What can you tell us about it? Bino's got the story.
Oh, I don't have the story at all, Tony. I read you what I know. It came from Quentin Jackson and Knox News. I have no idea. I don't think they have any idea exactly the extent of the injury.
Yeah. In other words, nobody knows. I'm not sure
they probably know by now. I'm sure they got some MRI results by now.
I knew the news wasn't good when I got nothing from any of my sources over the weekend. When they go dark on me, it's generally bad, as I wrote in the blog today. If it's nothing...
I'm going to say with my PE degree that the ankle is a sprain and the knee is a slight hyperextension.
And you would say what, if that's the case? Get him off his... Just keep him out. Just what's the point in playing this week?
I would say if he's still got swelling, he's definitely not playing tomorrow. And then it's I don't know how good the likelihood is that he plays on Saturday.
Then I would sit him for Nashville, and let's bring him back healthy for the tournament, and let's make a run at it. But till we meet again, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. And Bino, Jeff, any final thoughts? Will you come to Calhoun's on Friday and shine like the sun in the middle of the day?
That's my day, isn't it, Tony?
Well, I'm just asking you. It's going to be 79 degrees.
I will be there.
Bino, I love you. Do you believe that? And we're giving away MVP tickets. MVP tickets for the game.
Wait.
Courtesy of our friends at Calhoun's.
Everybody have a great week. I'll see you Friday, Tony. Looking forward to it.
Love you, Bino. Till we meet again, for all those behind the scenes, have a great day. Thank you, Brian Hartman. Tomorrow we'll preview the South Carolina game. Matt Diskin will join along with John Adams. Bri will be in the house as well. We love you. We appreciate you. I just want to say my name is Tony. I'm in the Rainier studio, and I want to just say go Vols, and I'll hang up and listen. And that does it for today's show. I love those callers back in the day. Cloney and I did a spoof pregame show called the Kicked Off Call-In Show. You might be able to find somewhere where Cloney would do like Mike Hammond's voice. And we literally had a few calls like that from people that didn't know we were doing spoof radio. And they would call the pregame. I guess they find you and they go, I just want to say go Vols today and hang up and listen. I'll hang up and listen. I just want to say go Vols. And Cloney would do these crazy voices back to him. We ought to talk. I ought to talk to the clone about bringing that back. You think people would listen to that? If we brought the Kicked Off Call-In show back, here's today's show. Because if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Because if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be Jim Wright. On a rainy Monday here in East Tennessee. And it is, and I mean it is raining cats and dogs outside. Raining cats and dogs. But here we are, nonetheless, and whatnot. By the way, and whatnot, the great Maury Hanks, whatnot Maury, will be with us tomorrow night. Following the Tennessee basketball game, everybody wants to know Nate Ament's, the deal with Nate Ament. I want to know the deal with Nate Ament. Here's the deal with Nate Ament. They're being extremely tight-lipped on it, which leads me to believe there's a thing there.